we got to get to the regular news also, right? So this is a story that I think is important to me, and it should be important to you guys because I've been talking about, and more importantly, post office workers have been complaining about the level of violence that's happening in Chicago. And so I was following this story over the weekend, and I didn't know if I would be able to insert it into this conversation because we had so much to go over from a political perspective because everything has been at the forefront all over the last few weeks. But I got to bring this up to y'all, and I got to show y'all this because the culture is absolutely trash, like I said that it is. And when I say culture, I mean the things that we celebrate the most, or the things that we don't talk about, or the things that we don't highlight, or we don't get behind, but we always want to get behind butterfly eyelashes. We want to get behind twerking. Look, it was a festival. It was called the Riverfront Festival in Detroit over the weekend. And it was so much twerking outside, I couldn't believe my eyes. My eyes was burning. My eyes was burning because all I seen was women that was twice the weight, 3 times the weight that they were supposed to be, but they were twerking and they had booty shorts on and they was barely had any clothes on. I was like, thought somebody threw acid in my eyes. I said, it's so much twerking on the streets of Detroit. What has happened? And they said, oh, Uncle Luke is here and Monica and Young Miami and some other people or something like Jacquees is here. I said, is that why all of this twerking is going on out here in the Detroit streets? No way that I can have this level of twerking. I did run into a lot of y'all. Shout out to everybody that showed me love on the streets of Detroit. Said what up. Shout out to my dog, Trey Little. I appreciate you also. But a Chicago postal worker was murdered, and they have a $150,000 bounty on the head with any information that could lead to the arrest and the prosecution of the people that did this to her. And I want to make sure that I bring this to the forefront because we got to protect our ladies and our postal workers. Take a look.
Tonight, we are learning new information about a postal worker who was shot and killed earlier this week. Now, you're looking at video of what appears to be a burned-out white Dodge Durango spotted on the south side. Chicago police are investigating whether this is the vehicle they've been looking for in connection to the shooting death of Octavia Redmond. Fox 32's Nate Rogers is following up on this story. Has the very latest. Nate?
Throughout the day, grief counselors were at the post office where Octavia Redmond worked out of. This as detectives continue to look into her affiliations and wonder if she was, in fact, targeted. They're also combing through lots of Ring doorbell video that was captured near the scene.
White Dodge Durango that fled that scene.
New today, a white Dodge Durango believed to be the getaway car in the murder of 48-year-old postal carrier Octavia Redmond, discovered torched here at 89th and South Holland Avenue.
It's just shocking. I mean, they're doing their job.
This neighbor didn't want to be identified, but told me Redmond had just delivered mail to her home. Seconds later, she heard at least 8 gunshots while in the kitchen.
And so
That's unfortunate, bro. A mail carrier on the job delivering mail. Now, I will give the postal workers and the union members and the people that are the leadership at the post office over there in Chicago, they have been talking about this for years. They have been asking for extra protection. They've been asking for extra resources. They said, listen, it's so difficult to deliver the mail. They robbing us for the mail keys. They showing guns. It's getting progressively worse. Progressively worse. I should have put Brandon Johnson's face on here because he said that these are just large gatherings and we just need to get to the root of the problem. You know, I've spoken to the archdiocese and we're going to allocate $500,000. We've been studying reparations. And so what we want to do is, and don't extrapolate my words. I'm sorry. I was speaking. When I'm done, you can ask a follow-up question. But for right now, I would like to make sure that you're not demonizing our children, because just because they've been matriculating up and down throughout the streets and they have not been in school and they may have guns and we have been very, very understaffed. We're going to remove ShotSpotter, but we've been understaffed to the tune of about 2,000 police officers inside of the city of Chicago. And although the mail carriers and parents, and the people that go to work every day, they've been complaining, but I'm going to speak with the police chief, and as soon as we are done with the migrant crisis, because we have dedicated ourselves to this crisis. I don't want to speak to you yet. You were the one that tried to hold me accountable last time. Did you not? Did you not? I was on vacation, and mayors deserve vacations too. Even though it was the bloodiest weekend in the state, the bloodiest weekend. We know that traditionally it's a bloody weekend, but I was on call because I was working from home, and I was at Essence Fest. And yes, we were in New Orleans. I will not deny that. But I did speak to the archdiocese, and I did speak with our community leaders, and I definitely feel, I'm extending my condolences, and we will do everything that we can to get to the core root of the problem and ask for more money to throw it away on things that don't matter. I should have Brandon Johnson's picture right here because y'all got to let me do my thing. You got to let me do my thing. You got to let me do my thing. It's no reason why a person that should be working a federal job delivering mail to your houses is getting shot in broad daylight, cars taken, and then burned up in the alley, burned up in some open field. That should not happen. There's no way that should happen in the third largest city in the United States of America at all.
I came up to the living room and I looked out this window and I didn't see anything. Then I looked out the side window and I saw her laying on the ground. And I'm like, that's the postal worker.
Happened here at 121st and South Harvard just after 11:30 a.m. Friday. Police say the gunman jumped in a car and quickly left the area. This is in fact the exact house that it happened at. Sources telling us that the killer followed Redmond onto the property. She was shot multiple times. Her items were laying right here in front. Sources telling us it does not appear to be a robbery.
There's no need for that type of violence against people who are.
She probably didn't want to give up her keys, and they said, all right, we'll see you. We're going to meet you back at this same location, same time. We know you're on the same route.
Doing their job.
Have you ever had an issue where somebody was following you? Or
I had an issue where some people were like stealing packages, like following my truck and wait till I drop it off and then take it.
The murder of the beloved wife, mother, and extraordinary cook comes after other attacks on postal workers.
Wife. That's somebody's wife. That's why, look, I believe that all women should work. I believe that it's necessary, especially if you need two people in order to survive, and make sure that y'all level up. But my chick can't work no regular job, personally. I'm not going to have a mail delivery, none of that stuff, anything that's public facing, out in the streets, dealing with the public on a regular basis, because it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous for these women that are doing men jobs. Y'all are out, y'all wives, y'all cooks, y'all mothers, y'all got families, you go to church, you the church mom, you married to the deacon Elder Jones. Now he gonna be sobbing and all of your stuff is just laid out and they burned up her car too on top of it? Come on, man.
Locally and nationally, 27-year-old Caleb delivers packages for Amazon along the same route. Safety is always his greatest concern.
I got to come out here every day and do my job.
That's a Rivian truck, by the way, just to let y'all know.
So I was kind of concerned, like, I kind of didn't want to come to work today.
I have talked to law enforcement, elected officials, any and everybody about the attack on letter carriers and that enough is enough.
She has been saying everything. This woman, I'm about to get her on the show. I need to find out. Hey, somebody find out who the leader of the letter carriers are, or whoever the union members are over in Chicago. Because I need to speak to this woman and I need to understand exactly what's going on. Somebody find this woman's information and email it to me at antondaniels413@gmail.com so we can see what's going on.
And something needs to be done.
And we did reach Octavia Redmond's husband by phone. He declined an interview at this time, simply asking for privacy. There remains a $250,000 cash reward by the U.S. Postal Inspection Service for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction in this case. That number on your screen right now. For tips, 877-876-2455.
All right, so that's going to get y'all going. Look, one thing I know for sure, I've seen dudes snitch on First 48 for a corned beef sandwich and some tacos. $250,000 reward if you know or can identify anybody that leads to the arrest and the conviction of somebody that murdered this woman. 250, quarter mil, $250,000. 250. I don't know if they're taking taxes out of it or not, but 250. I thought it was 150. It's 250. They upped it. It was 150 over the weekend. Now it's 250. They found a Durango that said 250. 877-876-2455. Fix your communities and remove somebody off the streets and then also get paid. Get paid, young man, while you on top of it. 250. Snitches is coming out of the woodwork. Bro, they would have did for $250, $2,500. 250? It's over for somebody. Somebody getting snitched on. Oh,